So you're feeling a little bit frustrated, you've done all the right things, you've gotten the college degrees, but you're still not getting ahead. Probably has a lot to do with the type of education that you're focusing on. I'm going to give you a couple tips so that you can get ahead. Coming up. Hey there, I'm Billy with Keep On Cash Flow, and I'm back once again to share some tips and strategies with you that are going to help you to go out and make more money. They're going to help you to have more control over your free time, and ultimately they're going to help you to live with less stress. So if it's your first time here, why don't you go ahead and subscribe and like the channel. And you know what, right up front I'm just going to ask for a couple things. Once you find value in the video, go ahead and give it a like. And if you could do yourself and the whole community a favor and share this with at least 2 or 3 of your friends, because the more that you do that, that helps us to continue to grow and have a community of like-minded people. So thank you for that right up front. And like I said, you probably want to understand a little bit more about the 3 kinds of education that I wanted to share with you. And the reason for that is I've been talking to people more and more lately, and I know we have a lot of different things that are happening around the globe, and people are locked and stuck in their homes and things like that because of COVID, right? But even without COVID, there are so many people that are surrounded by, or that I'm surrounded by, that you're surrounded by, that tend to feel frustrated because they're not getting ahead, at least in doing all of the things that they want or spending time with loved ones, etc. But a lot of that has a foundation in education. And most of you know, I love Robert Kiyosaki and reading his books and things like that, and the philosophy that he likes to share with people around the globe. And he really talks about this whole concept of 3 different types of education, right? And I want to share that with you because I think it's going to help you to be able to move forward and to be able to move forward faster. Because you see, when we all grow up and we're small and you're taught and I'm taught, hey look, you should go out and learn how to read, how to write, and also how to do your math. So reading, writing, arithmetic is what we used to say back in the States. And reading, writing, basically the basic understanding. That whole concept of academic education, which is the first type of education, just shows that you know how to learn and do some of the basic concepts. And that's okay, but it's not necessarily going to be the way that's going to help you move forward faster. And don't get me wrong, I have 2 college degrees and I am a believer in a higher education. But I'm also realizing that life is about much more than just becoming more educated in terms of number of degrees. Let's talk about the second type of education. The second type of education is really a professional education. And what do I mean by professional education? So you have the basics of reading, writing, and arithmetic, but now you want to become more specialized. You want to really look, and I'm talking specifically about your doctors, I'm talking about your lawyers, I'm talking about your high-paid consultants, people that are in the 37% tax bracket or above. These are people that have very specialized knowledge, and of course, this is fantastic because if you need help from a legal professional or a doctor to diagnose your issue, that's fantastic that they focused on really getting more specialized education. But the whole thing is, it doesn't just stop there. Because for those that have specialized education can use it in that specific space, but it's not necessarily setting them free. And that comes to the third type of education. The third type of education I want to share with you, because this is the type of education that really applies to every single person. And this is one of those things that I talk about all the time in the Cash Flow 101 games. Actually start out understanding what is financial education. And the reason for financial education that we like to start out in the Cash Flow 101 game is because you really need to understand that. Because once you get out of school or you get to a certain point where you no longer have the academic or the professional education, everybody wants to know not what degree you have or how many degrees you have or what type of degrees you have. They want to know how much money you make, how much money you owe, and are you able to repay it. And that's financial education. And even today, one of the things that's happening is the gap between those that have, meaning the rich, and I'm not just talking about money, but those that have financial wherewithal, and those that don't, the gap is getting bigger and bigger. And part of that is because those that understand how to make more money understand and have a nice foundation in financial education, and those that don't, and many times are being left behind. So I'm really focused on making sure that you understand the different types of education and also that you have a way to connect with us in this community, because we're really focused on helping one another to get more and more financially educated. So, just taking it back to the top. These are the 3 different kinds of education that I want to make sure that you completely understand and are aware of, so that you can get ahead and get closer to your goals much faster. So we talked about, number 1, your academic education. We talked about your financial education, your professional education, and your financial education. So those are the 3 types. We're going to work together, continuing to help one another on the financial education. I'd love to get your feedback, what you think about this video, and also how much it's going to help you, and what track are you on for your financial education. I think, as most of you know, I've been working at a really big corporation for a number of years, most of the part of my life, and over the last, 6 or 7 years, I have been also building my own business. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I want to share those with you so that you don't make exactly the same mistakes. So if you want to know more about how you can work in a big corporation and at the same time have your money work for you in a financially educated manner, you can go and pick up the ebook. It's absolutely free. All you need to do is leave your email and name, and I'll send that out to you right away. All you need to do is go to keeponcashflow.com/roadmap. So my name is Billy Keels once again. Keep on Cash Flow. It's my 2 cents for today. And as always, hasta la próxima.